But anyway, we've got Beyond Boundless Power, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, Kaioken, and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolved Vegeta. That's a lot of words in one character's title.
Might just go off the screen.
So, so they lead All Out Struggle and Joined Forces. Categories: Key 3, Stats 150. Super Attack for 12 key is greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy and lowers attack. 18 key greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy and lowers attack and defense. Passive skill are attack and defense plus 70% plus an additional attack and defense plus 7% per key sphere obtained. Chance of performing a critical hit plus 7%. Key plus 2 and launches an additional attack up to 3 additional attacks within the turn per rainbow key sphere obtained. Active skill gives them key plus 24, attack plus 70%, and defense minus 50% for 1 turn. Can be activated when hit points are 50% or less once only. Link skills are Super Saiyan, Godly Power, Warrior Gods, Kamehameha, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Categories are Universe Survival Saga, Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Representatives of Universe 7, Joint Forces, Kamehameha, and All Out Struggle. My initial view on these guys is that they're probably not going to hold up very well in the long run. They feel like they're very conditional, especially if you don't have a rainbow key provider for them. Again, Nolar, you've had more experience than we've had with these units. Would you say that's an accurate assessment, or?
Yes, 100%. The biggest issue is like you're pretty much going to use them. All Out Struggle is a category. I hate to say it, but like there's just not. It just doesn't feel good to run them there. Joint Forces, we obviously needed a Dokkan Fest exclusive leader, and they are that, which is great. But other than like the lead that the categories they lead, you'll probably just run them on USS, Realm of Gods, and Reps of 7. And the problem is Reps of 7 and USS don't have a lot of like rainbow generators at all. So it's kind of rough to get them those additional attacks and stuff. So with using those categories, which is where I generally use them, the biggest problem is you're going to have to like think way ahead where the rainbows are, and you're like, okay, well, so this unit's not going to take those rainbows because I want to save those for these guys, right? The blue boys, in order to get them those extra attacks. Because those extra attacks are really, really nice because they already have that extra 7% chance to crit per rainbow key sphere. So you're just adding more stats for them for that. Like this was one of the units that I was really struggling to figure out what their potential system breakdown was going to be. Because it's like some are very obvious, like, oh, I'll give them all crit or I'll give them all additional. This one's like you kind of want you want them all because you want to make sure they crit on those normal attacks and on the supers, and you want more supers because they raise their attack and defense and they debuff the enemy severely. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a good card, but it's just like you said, Alec. It's very conditional how you're gonna run them.
So, if I'm reading this correctly, so you get your normal super attack, and if you gain the rainbows, you can get up to 3 additional attacks in the turn from that.
Normal attacks, yeah.
And then you still get another attack from your hidden potential system.
Yep.
Okay. So really, you don't need to invest as much into these characters because they're going to have essentially up to 4 chances each turn to proc that additional attack at the end.
But at the same time, if you manage to get 5 rainbow key spheres,
you already have a 35% crit.
Chance to crit. Right. So you're just like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you need to. It was a little weird for me to figure out how to do it. I went down the middle with both of them for me, and it worked out because usually, you'll probably get 2 rainbow key spheres on average with these guys. If you don't have a generator, so that's okay. But then it's only 14% crit, only a couple additionals. But yeah, basically it's just the fusion of, the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken card and the AGL Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, like both their kits merged together is what this card is essentially. And that active skill is pretty ridiculous. Just the extra 70% attack, an automatic 24 key, but the 50% defense, people like try to downplay that. It is pretty big. I'm not gonna lie, because even if you use like an aider right after you use the active skill, you're still like your defense is still decreased compared to what it was before you used it. So they can still take an attack, but obviously you don't put them in the first slot. You put them in the middle slot if you're going to use the active skill, so they at least have a chance to raise their attack and defense to kind of compensate for it. But it's a cool looking animation. They're a fun card, but very conditional. And that banner sucked, man. That's all I have to say. Just banner sucked.
No, and a lot of people mistake that when it comes to like, oh, well, I could use these percentages to go up. Like, people have to consider, like, yeah, when you go down, like in this instance, 50%, you're going down 50% of what you currently have.
Yep.
So, like, you know, let's say 50%, or to make it easier, let's say you have 100 defense. 50% of that, you lose that, you're going down to 50. Then you use an aider to regain 50%. Well, you're only gaining 25 because you're taking 50% of that. So to make up or even do more than that, you would have to do multiple defense items to get that back. So yeah, it looks cool. the concept's cool. It's not something that I'm gonna like pursue like crazily. Like I want a copy of it just for collector's sakes. But I don't think this is going to be the first banner this year I'm not going to really wail too hard on, or it doesn't feel like it. So, I mean, yeah.
So is this the part where I tell you I'm skipping everything in December?
Hey man, good on you, dude. One thing I can say to add on to everything, it is an LR. It's got a dope ass card art. Don't chase LRs.
Well, don't be
unless you're a super whale, I wouldn't chase LRs.
I mean, Dokkan Fest exclusive LRs, I think, are a little bit better because they do appear in generally better banners with a better pool of units featured along with them. And they are available for red coins. So if you do go in on the banner, at least, you know, it's not like you're dumping massive amounts of money into a gold coin banner to eventually maybe get one of those LRs.
Yeah, that is very true.
And to those people out there, with this, you know, Gohan and Goten, the Go Bros come back on red coins. So if you're still missing out on those, honestly, that's the better unit to be hyped about, in my personal opinion. I love Go Bros. I think that unit still holds up.
Yeah, imagine not having Go Bros. Oh wait.
Yeah, Go Bros are a phenomenal unit. And if you don't have them, you know, pick them up with coins to help pad you out with all the categories they're in. Like, they're phenomenal in every category they're in. They just take a little bit to ramp up, you know, a couple turns to get them going, at least for me. But once they're there, they do some damage. So, yeah, this banner, again, I mean, if you guys don't know, I went this is the worst shaft I've ever had on a banner, ever.
Dude, it was so bad. I felt so bad watching your vids.
I think it was you and the Truth that really had the worst shafting on there.
Well, what made it worse was like all the JP whales were getting rough on this. Like Calc, she had a bad time. Not as bad as I did. Like Truth, I think it took him to 12K. It took me to 16.5 to finish them off.
Jeez.
And, you know, let me just tell you, 15 Vegeta Blue animations, 14 of them were Go Bros. Just wasn't.
Oh, that's a rip, man.
Yeah. I just 14 times I lost the coin flip. I was like, really? Can't just throw one freaking bone my way? But anyways, look, the Tanabata banner, which is what this was for JP, and then this is your Christmas banner, I guess. 10 featured units, they're not easy to pull. You know, you'll pull a Super Vegito animation, and then you're like, oh great, I'm gonna get a featured unit, but there's like 10 of them. So you could pull your 50th physical transforming Vegeta, or your first time your GoPros. Like, I mean,
Stop.
I love how you put it. I love how you put it, but you know you have to be honest because it's literally how it is. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do agree. I mean, I would love, as much as I would love to finally Rainbow AGL Goku, of course, like if I were to take a crack at the banner, I would more than likely would love to see myself finally pull Go Bros or even this LR just for the sake of having something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, everything else for me kind of just sits on the fence of being like, okay, do I really care for this unit? Because most of them are rainbowed as well for me, except for like Evolution Vegeta and that Age Shield Goku, I want to say. But everything else pretty much is already there. But I don't know.
That art is pretty, but
It is.
I
it
think their
is.
SSR art is better. I think of the 3 arts that they have, I think I prefer their SSR art the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, the SSR looks really cool. Except I will say that the TUR
Yeah, the
ugh,
TUR is kind of
the
nice.
TUR art's good. But,
Yeah, I like that one too.
For some reason, I don't know why, but Goku's hand to me looks derpy when he punches like that. It doesn't look right.
It's like he's sticking a knuckle out even further. It's like I'm intentionally trying to split your muscles.
No, he's like, yeah, pound my fist.
That's a little funny. Yeah.
Give me some pounds, Jiren. Lol.
Goku is like hardcore dirty fighting right there.
Yeah. So.
All right. So also introduced with this banner is going to be Krillin, which you guys know, best character in the entire franchise.
Krillin!
So he is a Reps of Universe 7 sub-lead, key 3 stats 120. Solar Flare times 100 is his super attack, causes supreme damage and lowers attack with a high chance of stunning the enemy. And the animation on it is just awesome. I love the animation for this attack. Passive skill, attack and defense 180%, and medium chance of evading enemy super attack, including super attack. Key +2, plus an additional attack and defense plus 120% when your team has Android 18 attacking in the same turn. And attacks effective against all types when the target enemy is stunned.
What is up, my dudes? If you like this clip, be sure to check out the full episode down below in the description. Also in the description below, you can find all of our panelists on Twitch, YouTube, and various social media. Be sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell so that you know when the GGP puts up some freshly squeezed content.